Hello and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omorgbe.
I am Tayo Salam. Many thanks for joining us again.
Coming up on the program this morning, Tayo will start off with
The Olympics. Good news, fantastic news concerning Nigeria's 4x400 meters relay team. Cecilia.
Nse Mambong, Favor Ofili, Knowledge Omovo, and Patience Okonjo. They finally did it after a second time trying. They could not do it at the trials, but at the Lagos Open Championships just yesterday at the Tesla Balogun Stadium, they stomped to a season best of 3 minutes, 26.83 seconds to qualify for the Tokyo Olympic Games.
Congratulations to that quartet. We'll be talking a lot more about the achievements later on the show, but what is all but certain is they will be going to the Olympics.
Great news, yeah.
All right.
Also in the program, yes, after 25 years, the Lagos State government have actually rewarded Chioma Ajun, the first Nigeria to win an Olympic gold medal. She did that at Atlanta 96, and finally she's been rewarded, presented keys to a 3-bedroom apartment in one of the housing estates in Lagos.
Congratulations to Chioma Ajun, Cecilia, 25 years after. Well, I guess you can say the wait is over indeed. And it was delayed, but not denied.
All right.
Also on the program this time in the NBA, the Clippers took Game 3 against the Phoenix Suns, and the series is now 2-1 in favor of the Phoenix Suns. Of course, Paul George led the way for the Clips with Kawhi Leonard still missing with a knee injury.
Kawhi Leonard is shut down for the season, but the return of Chris Paul did not really help the Phoenix Suns this time around. Yes, that's what we're starting off the show with this morning. First, we'll look at confirmation of the results of what went down in Game 3 early hours of this morning between the LA Clippers and the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns, for the third time in this postseason, they're coming from 2 games down. Can they make it a third time for them to reach the NBA Finals for the first time in their history?
Well, fingers crossed. What we know is they're in a very familiar situation. Like I said, Cecilia, all the 2 series they've had in this playoffs, they've had to come from 2-0 down. And it's safe to say they've started that process against the Phoenix Suns as well early this morning, taking Game 3, 106-92. Like I said, it was Paul George that led the way with 27 points, a very dominant third quarter for the Clippers, and that's how they were able to pull out this very, very critical victory in Game 3.
Yeah, talking about Paul George, he had to pick up the slack because Kawhi Leonard, as I mentioned earlier, is like a shutdown for the season. He had 27 points and 15 rebounds. That's a double-double for him, which included that stony half-court buzzer beater in the third quarter, just leading the Clippers to that victory. Yes. Okay. We're going to talk about other players who also made contributions. Yes.
So still on Paul George, must be said, in Game 2, where he went on to miss 2 crucial free throws in that 1-point loss.
We've forgotten about that.
Yeah, that's
he has redeemed himself with this buzzer beating.
Exactly. Exactly. He's managed to redeem himself now, and he actually made 6 of 7 free throws as well to go along with 15 rebounds and 8 assists in this particular game, of course, including that buzzer beater earlier in the game. The Clippers also got help from Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson has been good all playoffs. Finished with 23 points on the night.
Yeah, Ivica Zubac also had 15 points and 16 rebounds. He finished with a double-double off his own. Reggie Jackson there, I mean, he was just unplayable for the night. I love the fact that everyone had to come together. And if you check Paul George and Zubac, they became the first set of teammates to each tally 15-plus points and 15-plus rebounds in a playoff showdown. Since LeBron James did that 28 and 15, and Kevin Love did a 15 points and 21 rebounds. That was when he was with Miami Heat in 2017.
For the Suns, Cecilia, Chris Paul came back to little to no effect after missing the first 2 games. Ended the game with 15 points and
Yeah.
12 assists, but was just 5 of 19 from the field. So it was a poor shooting night for Chris Paul. Same can be said for Devin Booker as well.
He went cold. I mean, just 5 for 21 shooting, finished with 15 points.
Just one of 7 3-pointers made.
In 40 minutes.
Yeah, so for Devin Booker, of course, was playing with a mask on because of that little incident with Patrick Beverley in the second game. So perhaps you could say that affected his game.
Him.
But one thing definitely affected his performance. It was in foul trouble a lot in this particular game, and that's why it was. He had little to no effect on the outcome of the game. But it's just game 3, and the Suns still lead by 2-1. DeAndre Ayton, of course, must be said, led the way for the Suns with 18 points. On the day, the Phoenix Suns were just off color. Let's just leave it at that. Anyways, Cecilia, let's get post-game reaction coming from.
Yeah, the Clippers and, of course, the Suns.
I don't know. I don't like it. I'll tell you that. But, we've been a resilient team all season, all year long. First I just want to give credit to Marcus Morris. He was hurt. Didn't know if he was going to be able to go tonight. And he gave us all he had. 2 big threes, down the stretch, which we needed. But, just a total team effort. Our guys just keep grinding, keep fighting. We know our backs is against the wall 0-2, but we never give in. I mean, the job Pat Beverly's been doing, has been, tremendous. I thought Zoo was really good tonight. Reggie, down the stretch, PG through the first 3 quarters, and he got tired. But, we had to play him the whole second half, So I just thought, at halftime, we challenged the guys to move the basketball and make the right play. I thought we just dribbled too much in the first half. In the second half, I thought we really did a good job of sharing the basketball, moving it, and getting guys open shots.
We were on the plane. We talked about it. We hashed it out. And immediately we got ready for game 3. Simple as that. We had to move on. I thought we did a great job of moving on. I moved on. I knew I had to be better. And so that was just, everything was just put in going into game 3. All my energy was directed towards a better game in game 3.
Look, it was a typical playoff desperation by them. We didn't play with the desperation necessary to win a game like that consistently. And that's how I would sum it up. Offensively tonight, we weren't sound at all. You look at the point totals in the first, third, and fourth. They played good defense tonight, but we didn't run our offense the way that we have been running it for most of these playoffs. But they played with a great deal of desperation, 50-50 balls, attacking the offensive glass, attacking the rim. They played hard in every segment of the game. We didn't play as hard consistently. And so you have to tip your hat to them. They brought it tonight for more of the 48 minutes than we did.
Yeah, they brought it up, and of course, they got what they needed. They were cold, just like the Bucks did against the Hawks. Top performance.
Very honest assessment of their performance from Monty Williams. 35 of 90 from the floor, despite getting some really decent looks. They will have to do better in Game 4. Of course, top performer, just the one person, Paul George, with 27 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists on the night.
Sharing the load. That's how you do it, not like KD. Okay. All right, a countdown to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. It's 28 days, and with just 5 days to go to deadline for qualification. Team Nigeria, 4x400 meters women, they've qualified for the Tokyo Olympic Games. 28 days and counting. And, well, they've been able to beat that. We'll see if the men and, of course, the mixed relay will be able to do that on Sunday. Yeah, 28 days to go to Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. Now, let's talk about Team Nigeria. The way they were able to do this is remarkable because on Sunday, just on Sunday here, okay, there you have Olympic touch continues through Zinshuka Prefecture in Tokyo. going around. Yes, not glamorous as because they
No,
had to
of
scale it
course
down
not.
because of COVID-19. Just have few fans coming out to watch, wearing masks and social distancing because it's part of it. Just going around the Shinjuku prefecture. That's Olympics torch going round and round. Well, just to get to Tokyo. Wow.
Yeah, and signifies that the Olympics will indeed go ahead, barring any last-minute disaster. So, anyways, let's come back home. Cecilia, you were talking about the 4x400 meters women.
Yes.
How they were able to secure qualification.
Yeah, it was impressive because I remember talking with Favor, Knowledge Omovo, you know,
Okay.
and of course, Patience Okon-George and Inse Malbom. They were actually talking about the fact that, okay, they didn't do anything good on Sunday. They didn't run, and Patience Okon-George was livid. She was really upset. Said some athletes did not run. But I remember Knowledge talking about the fact that this is actually the first time they were coming together, which they were not really happy about. That if maybe they'd been together for like 2, 3, 4 times, it would have helped them, you know, to understand how they'll be able to relay everything. But after that, which was a mistake when they couldn't qualify, now they had another opportunity at Testing Balogun Stadium at the Lagos State Open Athletics Championships. Then they had to do the best. I mean, she mentioned something about they need to run, and that was what they did, and they finished tops in this relay. And that's why I'm excited this morning. 3 minutes 26.83 seconds, which is a season best for these athletes.
And the time ensures that Nigeria moved to 13th in the qualifying positions for the 4x400 meters ranking from their previous 18th spot. Only 16 teams will qualify for the relay events in Tokyo. Cecilia, it's awesome. It's fantastic for Patience Okon-George, Knowledge Movo, as well as Insane Malbong in favor of Philly. Cecilia, I mean,
I'm really so happy for Inse because I mean it's gonna be the first time she's going to the Olympics. I mean, how she's so young. I mean, this is an athlete like 4 years ago, before the National Sport Festival in Abuja. She was running barefooted, you know, and then she won the 400 meters at the sport festival in Abuja. She came to Edo. I mean, she won it. She also won gold in 400 meters, and then coming here and helping the likes of Patience Okon-George. Patience Okon-George, of course, led it. She had the best run of it all for them to be able to qualify for Tokyo. Simply shows that, I mean, you're just looking at her and the way she just growing, you know, in the past few years is really, really remarkable.
So congratulations to that quartet on all but securing the spot at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. We're still talking about the multi-sport event. Cecilia, this time around, let's come back and come back home and talk about Elizabeth and Ayana Cho as well as Funke Oshonaike.
Yeah, I mean, these athletes were actually with the sports minister because he's been talking about supporting athletes, not just supporting them with word of mouth, but supporting them, giving them assurances with, of course, financially and otherwise for them to be able to put up a good performance in Tokyo. We know that Ayana Cho just won a gold medal at the event. She just took part in Beirut. So, I mean, she was able to meet with the sports minister. Funke Oshonaike, of course, she'll be going to her 7th Olympic. I mean, first African woman to do that. I mean, it doesn't come bigger than this, right?
Indeed. So there you go. Those 2 Olympic-bound athletes being received and hosted by the Honorable Sports Minister Sunday Dare. Hopefully, they get all the support that they need to be successful at the Summer Games. Talking about support, Cecilia, let's come back home. Home.
Yes.
To Lagos. Because Lagos is our host city anyways. And the Lagos State government have decided to support, you know, Olympic-bound athletes with monetary support. We're seeing some of these guys that are going to the Olympics. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was on hand to announce monetary support for a lot of these guys.
A lot of the athletes. I mean, Kodesha is one of them. Olajide Omota, he's also one of them. And of course, you have Khadija, also one of them, the late weightlifter. About 6 of them in total. These athletes
That's scholarship right there.
Yeah, these athletes were rewarded. Okpeyeri, of course, and of course Godwin, Olofwa, these athletes that were rewarded. I mean, they won gold medals at the sport festival also, and some of these athletes are also going to the Tokyo Games. And because of that, the governor said he needed to support them, to tell them, look, if you come back, more will definitely come. Let's listen to the governor of Lagos State talking about these athletes and wishing them well as they embark on the journey to Tokyo Olympic Games.
We just want to use this to stimulate you. You can imagine if you go and you come back with medals, what can happen to you. And so we've given Mr. Koliosho Ahmed, who is our captain, a very, very, very serious-minded captain in Paralympics, table tennis, a sum of 2.5. Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed. And I wish you all the very best as you captain our team. Also, Mr. Anoluapo Okpeyori, who I'm told is the best in badminton right now. You need to show those Indians and those Malaysians that know how to play badminton very well. You have to go there and do the front and the back for them. You and your teammate, Godwin Olofia, thank you very much. You earned 2.5 million naira each. We also have Miss Olarimoye Adijat, Olajide Omotayo, who is a table tennis champion. He's been given 5 million naira. His father is here today, and I want to tell you that we will be watching out for Olajide Omotayo. Our prayers and our best wishes are with him. And also, finally, Mr. Sheye Ogunlewe, who has also received a sum of 5 million naira, who was a one-time junior athletic champion and a national champion. As they all go to Olympics 2020, we wish you all the very best.
Yeah, great for these athletes. But we need to go on a break quickly. And when we come back, we'll be taking a look at Chioma Njoku and how she was able to get her house 25 years after winning gold medal for Nigeria. Welcome back. Okay, before we talk about Chioma Njoku, we have a guest in the studio, Fisayo Odushola. He's right here in the studio for journalists. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
It's great to have you indeed. Your debut, right?
Yes.
First time out.
All right.
Hopefully it's a good one. I believe it's going to be a good one. Never mind. All right. Let's continue what we're talking about before we went on the break. Chioma Njoku, Nigeria's first Olympic gold medalist, receiving our reward 25 years after. Cecilia,
yeah,
25 years is such a long time. A lot could have happened between then and
at
now.
That time is through university, already working. That's what it is. So just think about that. I mean, a child that was born at the time she won a good medal.
25 years.
25 years after. And the first ones have been done with masters.
Wow.
So that's the way it is. Just try to picture how it is. But the good news is, as I mentioned earlier, if it's delayed, it's not denied. It's still something you can be grateful for, because the wait for Chioma Njoku is finally over. I remember when the Governor Babatunde Sanwo-Olu actually hosted the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the first time when they came to Lagos to play, he mentioned this, that he was going to do something, look into this. And he's actually doing that right away, not long ago. I mean, Super Eagles played in March, right?
Couple of months ago.
Couple of months ago. And now he has started, we've started seeing this reward. I think this is a good one.
She had to actually cry out before the governor did anything about it. But like you said before, delay is not denial. 25 years is a mighty long time. But she finally got what she was promised.
Yeah, military government really wants to make all the promises at that time. Right? Well, we're having a civilian governor, being able to do this. I remember in the USA 94 also, just last night, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, I mean, the Tunisia 94. Finally, they also got their own rewards.
Wow.
You know,
okay, yeah.
Let's listen to the governor talking about these, and of course that will be followed by Choma Ajua herself. Happy that she was able to get this after a long time.
Reference point for sports, journalism, and everything that sporting relates to in our country. And you can see that she's a true demonstration of the can-do spirit. She came back after that Olympic, and she went back to serve the country as a police officer. And you can see today, she's in the rank of Assistant Commissioner of Police, working the rank and still being of duty and service to our motherland. I think she deserves another round of applause.
I feel so happy, so elated, very grateful to him and to God. That is why they said delay is not denial. And you have to be consistent in what you are doing, and you know that it satisfies your conscience. I want to say a very big thank you to our governor and to entire Lagos State. I don't know the word to use to qualify the way I feel. Actually, the governor made my day. And it's a lot of encouragement to the youth, which has been my passion, which has been why I'm still struggling to make sure that our youth use sports instead of crime. Today is a lot of encouragement, a lot of motivation to each and every one of us.
To everyone, I mean, what
Cecilia,
they've been able to, okay?
Whenever I see Choma,
yeah.
I see patriots. I see someone who's giving everything for the country, even despite the fact that she may not have gotten back the things that she deserves. And for 1996, I remember very well. I was still young and all of that, but I still remember it was such a happy day for Nigerians because no one saw this gold medal coming from anywhere.
In the field event, first individual to win a gold medal for Nigeria.
You know, we didn't see it coming. We all celebrated and all of that. And to see how she has been able to carry herself from that time, going on to serve the police in various capacities, and the fact that she's still doing her best to discover talent. Cecilia, you were at the Lagos event of our talent hunt and search a few weeks ago. I mean, what more can you say about this woman?
When she talked about, celebrating, 25 years after, she's also using the opportunity, not just celebrating the event itself, but also look for talent. I mean, when she started with...
Also giving back to the society that gave her so much, that made her win the gold medal, is a good initiative by Choma Ajua.
And, something that she mentioned during that time is the fact that she says, look, you may have so many Choma Ajuas out there.
Of course,
without nobody to really discover them. And she's not really going to academies or anywhere. You pick them under the streets, everywhere on the street. Just see how good they are, put them together and see what they can do. Alimont, I keep mentioning her, she was with... Alowonle. I saw her at open trials, Olympic open trials, doing the long jump. I mean, this is a girl who has won the 100 meters and the 200 meters at the Channels, under 17 athletics event twice. Yeah. And then, now she's not doing long jump. She was also at that Choma Ajua's talent hunt event. So it's like there's just this progression. If you monitor an athlete like that, you see how they will grow. We're talking about Ruth Usoro just yesterday. I mean, we saw that Adopt a Talent that Babajide Fashola started. She was also part of that. And we've seen Ruth Usoro right now at the global stage, at the big stage, qualifying for the long jump and the triple jump. So it shows that these athletes, when you pick them at the grassroots level, they just have a way of, fulfilling their dreams.
Potential.
Of course. And if you leave them, then there's a problem. And I love what Lagos State is doing right now. They've been able to put up a law whereby they'll be able to promote sports at the grassroots level, because that's where, you're going to get the raw talent.
It's super necessary. So, once again, congratulations to Choma Ajua. She's a proper role model. And
she is.
Hopefully, she continues to inspire the next generation of Nigerian track and field athletes. All right, let's come and talk about football now, Cecilia. I'm excited to talk about this. The home-based Eagles in Abuja getting ready for that international friendly against Mexico. I don't care what you call it. That's what it is. When two countries play each other, and it's an international.
And they're actually done in the jersey of Super Eagles. So whether they're home-based or foreign-based, it doesn't matter. They're playing for Nigeria.
There you go.
Okay, they're Super Eagles, right?
Yes.
Senator would not agree with that. Okay, some players have been dropped. 22 will be traveling. 25 are in Campbell. Some players have been dropped. They're expected to leave the country this weekend for that July 3rd game. Let's take a look at those names of the players that have been dropped from the Super Eagles camp. And some of these players happens to be... Okay, some of these players, Tayo, just trying to remember some of the names that have been dropped. Okay, we have Ifeanyi Anemena, he's been dropped. Christopher Wenze has been dropped. So these are the two players that have been dropped out of the 25 so far. But update is the fact that we have Anayo Iwala, John Noble, Kunle Adeleke, and Dayo Ojo. They've joined the camp.
Awesome.
So which is great.
Yep. Before we get the thoughts of Fisaya, let's take a listen to Paul Aigbogun, who's the NFF Assistant Technical Director, talking about how the camp is being so far.
No, I think one very important thing, they've all come in very good shape. They're trying to express themselves, and it's just for them to take on board what the head of the team is trying to impact on them, you know. But so far, I think that they are doing well. There's a little improvement to be made, obviously, because it's a new scene for them and new to us. But I think what we're seeing so far is quite positive at the moment. Knows about Mexico, they're not an easy team also. But I think it's a challenge for them. It's a challenge for everybody that's here, everybody that was invited. And I think it's for them to go out and feel confident of themselves, which is what we're trying to put into them. And for them to take the opportunity ahead of them to do the nation proud.
All right, that's Paul Aigbogun, NFF Technical Director, Assistant Technical Director, speaking on the latest in the Super Eagles camp for the international friendly against Mexico. Fisaya, for you, what are you looking, or who are you looking for to see the most amongst this very talented crop of players?
Former #1 goalkeeper.
Ikechukwu. Oh, why is that?
Because he's the person I'm really used to, and we've been following him, and it's a chance for us to see him again. And try to reclaim his #1 position.
Reclaim? That's a very tough one.
Was he ever #1? I mean,
he was #1 at a certain stage. At a certain
at
period,
time,
he was #1.
He came in for those crucial World Cup
qualifiers, and he was #1. So he lost his spot, and I hope he gets it back.
Really?
Yes.
Does that mean you're not satisfied with the current #1, or you just want
I just want competition, and like it's up for grabs. It's not as if we have a specific #1 in the team.
Really?
Okay, because I mean everyone has been talking about, yes, you know who I'm talking about. Obviously,
it looks like Maduka Okoye is the #1.
He's #1 now, right now, but it's still up for grabs.
Okay,
that's
an interesting one, because I mean everyone just felt that Maduka Okoye, yes, he's there. Is an opportunity for him to hold on to the shirt, because no one come close when it comes to Francis Uzoho sometimes. Noble, I mean, he's never been able to use I don't know why he keeps inviting Noble. I mean, we've never been able to.
Who's that? Noble?
Noble.
Yeah, well, it's good. This is a perfect opportunity now. It's just the two of them in goal.
To stake a claim
but from all indication, Ikechukwu is the one match is really one, because it's just one game.
Surely
so
they can
maybe they
play.
can 45-45. I mean, when Genetro is not there, so we know that we have the Augustine Eguavoin.
Exactly, they should be able to play 45 minutes.
And the ones that are in charge of the team. So maybe they might decide to do that, 45-45.
I mean, we just want to see as many players as possible.
Yeah, as many players as possible. Yeah, it's good because you have 22.
And
so
I hope this isn't just a one-off. They get the opportunity to fast-track them into the main Super Eagles side.
Yeah, so that's going to depend on their performance.
Yes.
They have to earn their spots. They have to earn their spots. That's just the way it is. There's no gimme in international football anywhere in the world. So that's it for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Of course, you can stick with us, and I will give you all the updates about the camp and how they're getting ready for that Mexico friendly in the United States. We're still talking football. This time around, let's talk about the Euros 2020. We're down to the last 16. 2 games tomorrow. Very interesting games. One of the favorites will be in action. I'm talking about the Azuris of Italy. They'll be taking on Austria in the second round of 16 clash, which will be played in London. The very first match is actually between Wales and Denmark. Fisayo, of course, is going to help us do a preview of those 2 games right about now, starting with Wales and Denmark.
It's been a roller coaster tournament for Denmark with what happened to Eriksen. They've been emotionally charged and they responded very well after the incident, taking apart Russia 4-1 in impressive fashion. I believe they should have too much for the Welsh side. The Welsh side, they are overly dependent on Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey. So the quality of Denmark should shine through in that game.
Really? Wow.
Interesting.
I think I kind of see where it's coming from as well. To Denmark and Wales, this competition, I feel the Danes have been slightly the better side.
So far, because, I mean, beating Russia, beating
Russia
4-1, that was massive, because that also give them that a kind of a moral booster against Wales. And if you check Wales, you mentioned the 2 key players. Gareth Bale may not be scoring, but he's been, in fine form,
very influential.
not just
Very influential. They are very dependent
on him. So at the end of the day, I think, whatever happens in this game, I think the Danish side should be glad that they were able to get this far, especially what happened in the first 2 games.
Exactly.
So being able to win their last game, they needed the win, and they had a resounding victory. And facing Wales in London.
Like Isaiah said, it's been a very emotional roller coaster for the Danes. Coming into this competition, Christian Eriksen would have been the player to watch out for. Right?
Everything is built around him. He controls the tempo of their game. But
unfortunately,
it was unfortunate what happened to him.
So who's the guy to look to watch out for now?
Højbjerg has been pulling the strings for them in the absence of Eriksen. He has 3 assists in the competition.
Wow.
So he has stepped up.
Indeed, Højbjerg, Christian Poulsen, all the guys, the goalkeeper as well, might have a very good role to play later tomorrow. That's Schmeichel. Yeah.
He doesn't have a choice because he needs to take the lead now with Eriksen not there. He's another big player that should be able to put up some performance, especially when it comes to, saving whatever shots Gareth Bale
might be trying.
To try to get it behind the net.
All right, let's talk about the most impressive team thus far.
The
for
favorites.
Me, favorites, okay, maybe for Cecilia, Italy. They'll be in action against Austria.
9-0, no conceding, scoring all goals. So, you know what that means.
I won't say they are the favorites, but they are the most informed team in the world right now. They've gone 30 games unbeaten with 21 clean sheets, and they've gone 11 straight games without conceding a goal.
Ridiculous.
And they've been playing very attractive football as well, scoring goals for free and not letting goals in. So they should be too much for Austria.
Of course, they should be too much.
On paper, it should be a straightforward victory for the Azuris. But we know how football could be. Austria could just spring up a surprise.
Oh, really? Because the surprise I'm looking at, if you take away Alaba, I'm trying to think of another player, Atanovic, who
there's Marko Arnautovic
who he's hurt sometimes when he's at home. When he's home, maybe, but if he's away,
he's a hothead.
Exactly. So when you're having a player like that in your squad, you can't rely on him.
Yes.
So you want to depend mostly on Alaba. So I think the Italians, obviously, if any result, apart from maybe a 2-0 resounding victory, would just be.
But right now, I won't even want to be in Mancini's shoes. Because
why is that?
He has a selection dilemma.
Okay,
Verratti was away for 7 weeks, and he came back into the team, and it was as if he wasn't gone.
He hasn't gone,
produced a world-class performance, and there's been calls for him to start the game, and Locatelli has taken the tournament by storm,
of course.
Scoring 2 goals.
But Fisayo, that's a very good headache for coaches to have. That's 2 very good players for one position, and whoever it settles for eventually
get the job done.
That's what I feel about competition in great sides like the Azuris. And for Jorginho, silent performer. I mean, he's just been in the midfield pulling the strings. and not much has been said about him, but I think he's had a very decent tournament so far.
Yes, it's the engine room, it's the link between the defense and the attack. He starts everything. Everything goes through him. Short passes, the long passes, and he's been very impressive.
Indeed. So let's just leave it at that. Denmark, not Denmark, Italy. Like I said, any other results other than a convincing win will be
a shocker.
A shocker. Yeah. So Italy and Denmark to advance tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. But on Sunday, you also have other games coming up. I mean, all eyes will obviously be on Belgium and Portugal. Belgium, Portugal, you look at these two teams, you know, yes, you can actually pick a player and say, okay, Lukaku, Ronaldo.
Player for player.
Player for player.
They are almost evenly matched.
Yeah.
Portugal, defending European champions versus number
one
team in the world for the past 3 years, the Red Devils of Belgium. Should be a mouth-watering tie. I wouldn't even want to be in anybody's shoes to try and predict the outcome of that game.
Really, because if you check the Portuguese, sometimes when you expect them to come out and really, you know, give you the best, especially the game they played against Germany. I mean, they scored first, and the next thing, like, okay, how did they concede? They ended up 4-2.
They flat out to deceive.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to really look at the Portuguese and say this is what they can come up with. Remember how they started so slow in 2016 before they went ahead to win it? No one even were looking at them. We're looking at
because
Belgium.
They struggled in the group stage as well.
I mean, they finished third.
They finished best loser by getting
same way now. And now they're going to be facing the best team in the world. So if you are able to take out Belgium, then you start looking at the Portuguese as favorites again. But for now, I'm not looking at them because of their performance that is not predictable.
Yes.
You know, if you check their opening game, it was not until the 84th minute before they remember that they know how to score. I mean, it's got 3 in that one. The second one will happen, and then they find the game against Germany, which was like, wasn't what you expected. Then against France, I mean, it took 2 penalties from Cristiano Ronaldo for them to get that draw and being able to move to this stage. You know, so when you look at that and the way they perform, so you obviously want to give it to the Belgians because they are more consistent than the Portuguese.
We know what to expect from the Red Devils of Belgium, but Portugal, you don't know the Portuguese team that is going to show up.
That's true.
Okay, while we're waiting for the one that will show up on Sunday, let's go on a break. When we'll come back, we'll be talking about Copa America. Paraguay and Uruguay, they managed to get a victory. Uruguay, they're through to the knockout stage of the Copa America after getting just 1 win. Their first win of the tournament so far. The first one, they lost to Argentina. Second, it was a draw against Chile. And now they were able to beat Bolivia 2-0 with Edison Cavani, you know, on the score sheet. But right now, because of that, well, you don't have to win all your games to get to the knockout stage. So
doesn't really matter. 4 points enough.
For them to get to the knockout stage.
Well, what do you make of Uruguay so far in this competition?
The game against Bolivia has to be their best performance of this competition. Like, they are growing into the competition gradually. They lost to Argentina, drew with Chile, and they beat the minnows of the group, Bolivia, by 2-0. So gradually they improve with every game in most of the competitions they play in.
They're always slow burners,
slow starters
and stuff. All right, so and they've got very good players, especially up front as well. So when they need the
attacking duo of Suarez and Cavani.
It's not too many better than them in world football right now. Let's leave Uruguay and quickly talk about
Chile and
Paraguay as well. Paraguay
also
as well.
Their sport to the quarterfinals. Yeah, 2-0. Same scoreline, 2-0 victory. Goes for Brian Samolo and Miguel Amiron.
Amiron. Yeah, good to see him playing.
What do you make of Chile so far in this championship?
Chile, they've been huffing and puffing. They drew against Argentina, the favorites of the competition, and they lost. They won the next game, and now they lost surprisingly to Paraguay. But it's very obvious they are missing their talisman, Alexis Sanchez, because he has been missing. Like, I think he's injured or thereabout. So it's obvious he has been missed.
Wow. So without him, it seems that they really can't do anything.
They lack that bite.
I mean, let's not take anything away from Paraguay. Miguel Almiron, goal and assist on the night for the Paraguayans, and that was enough to see them into the last 8 as well.
A good one for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Alexis, but they have Arturo Vidal and all the other guys.
And he scored the own goal. And he scored the own goal that Uruguay, their very first point.
Yeah, look at Gary Medel there as well. So, I mean, the Chileans, we know what to expect from them, but there you go, that's Miguel Almiron, the Newcastle midfielder, converting from the sports to give Paraguay the lead. All right, so congratulations to the both sides advancing to the last 8 of the Copa America. Pass the papers for us, please. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, we have Argentina, Paraguay, Chile, and Uruguay now. And, of course, going to the Bolivia, no point at all after 3 games.
Yeah, so for Bolivia, they must beat Argentina in their final game and hope other results go their way. Okay. Right?
No, it's not going to happen. Argentina, Paraguay, Chile, and Uruguay are already on the knockout stage. So there's nothing for them. No miracle. There's nothing. It's done. Done and dusted. Okay, let's take a look at Nigerian Professional Football League, the games for this weekend. The games for this weekend in Nigeria Professional Football League are starting with this big one, Plateau United and Enyimba. You have Nasarawa United and Rivers United, Katsina and Akwa United, Adamawa and Jigawa Golden Stars are the games to look out for. Match day 29. Kano Pillars and Ifa Yuba also in action. Heartland and MFM was to be another game. Wiki Tourist and Lobby Stars. You have Kwara United and Sunshine Stars, Abia Warriors and Dakada, Warrior Wolves and Rangers International. Rangers have a way of going away from home and getting points against Warrior Wolves, who are struggling. Let's see what they can put up there. Tayo, which one will you really want to pick out? Plateau United and Enyimba?
Of course, that looks like the big game for match day 29.
Yeah, for you, Plateau United. I mean, they playing at home, their home is becoming a fortress now. We've heard several times Adu Makaba talking about the fact that no matter what they want to do, they try as much as possible to win at home. And when they go away from home, then they pick up some points. Last one, they won 2-0. I mean, the goals didn't come till like 7-something minutes before they started scoring. But at the end of the day, they got that victory, which was a well-deserved one, more like preparing for the coming of Enyimba, who you can't really predict. Because you don't know what Enyimba is going to come up with. Sometimes you see them scoring, and sometimes they just go goalless. And you'll be like, is this the Enyimba who are trying to win the title? But Akwa United, from all indication, are just the team to beat this season because of what they've been able to do.
I told you, and you said it was still too early. Of course, it's still early. It's still so many games to play. About nine games more after this round.
After this round, we have 9 more games. So all Akwa United needs to do is win all their home matches and maybe get 1 or 2 points away from home, and they're there. That's what it is, because we're thinking Enyimba will close up, but with Enyimba, they are rescheduled games.
Floundering,
They're floundering, they're rescheduled games, so it's like, it's all for Akwa United to lose.
It's Akwa United to lose.
They're well placed, let's just leave it at that, well placed to go and win this Nigerian Professional Football League for the very first time, which is what their team management promised at the start of the season.
Yeah, right? I remember when they were training, when he talked about that this is what they want to do. Yeah, we'll see. But for Enyimba, I mean, after winning against Abia Warriors away from home, maybe Victor Mboma was the one who gave them that longer victory. Maybe he will also be able to give them that, knowing that some of their players...
that's a fantastic win any day, anytime.
Anytime, just get all the 3 points. And if you look at their position right now, how is it looking like? They are still 5th on the log. And Akwa United are still there, 53 at the top. Just 4 points. Their closest rival happens to be Nasarawa United, who will be facing Rivers United. We'll see after this weekend. If Akwa United stay top, then I'm not sure any team can actually knock them off.
Come on, man. There's still so many games to play. A lot can still happen now. But
they
your point is very clear. They look like
they usually start very slow at the beginning of the season and they finish strong. So which they've done already, and they're finishing strong. I think they're going to finish strong.
All right, then. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Of course, you can join us on the show on Monday for a comprehensive review of match day 29 of the Nigerian Professional Football League. Before we go on the show, let's take a look at the papers. We've got just two this morning.
Yeah, I'll start with a Sporting Sun. A Sporting Sun, when you see, yes, you usually see some headlines.
Yeah, funny headlines.
Okay, funny headlines. Prophet has anointed Osimhen, for the next season. Okay, we'll leave that. And Chelsea tables £150 million for Haaland. Really?
Chelsea are looking for a striker.
Right?
Because Timo Werner is not a striker.
They struggled with the goals
because
this
he
season.
didn't score the goals.
they struggled to get goals this season.
They're looking for a backup.
Like 11 goals or thereabouts in all competitions. So getting Haaland wouldn't be a bad idea for Chelsea.
150 million quid. Yeah, they can afford him. All they have to do is to maybe sell 2 players.
Yeah, but the Dortmund hierarchy have already come out to say Haaland is not for sale this summer, but we know Dortmund is not the same Dortmund, right? Yeah, that's Dortmund that can give Lewandowski to Bayern, their rival. Yeah, but they sell at their own time. You don't bully them and say you want their player, and if they want to sell it, they'll sell. And they've already come out to say it's not going anywhere this summer. But fingers crossed that we'll see if that transfer does happen. Let's go to complete sports now. Pogba not thinking about our future. Of course, is focused on France's campaign at the Euros. Onyeka will shine in the Premier League. That's according to Michelin chief, confirms that Brentford interest Frank Onyeka to the Premier League, Fisaya.
It's a good move. It should be a good move for him and for a good platform for him to showcase his talent.
Indeed. Denmark too, of course, to the Premier League as a step up any day, anytime. Man City plots Sadiq move to loan strikers to this. I don't understand this Man City. The same thing happened with the guy that is sent to Ukraine eventually. Kayode. I mean, since then, his career has not been the same. I don't understand. I think Sadiq should just focus on
his career. Just focus on the team, because Man City is not that team.
I mean, they're already talking about loaning him to. That's not good. Nigeria versus Mexico. Home Eagles to jet out this weekend. I've talked about that on the show. Home Eagles are in very good shape. That's according to the assistant technical director of the NFF. Coutinho likely to stay at Barcelona. Cruz expects Ramos back in Madrid as what? Come on, guys. Lukaku into future MLS move. I mean, that's going to be in 4 years' time.
Or 6 years' time.
Or maybe 6.
Or 10.
Shemi Ajayi eyes immediate CPL promotion with the Baggies. Choma Juan finally gets a house 25 years after.
And Eagles 30 years after.
Yeah, better late than never.
All right. Thank you so much, Fisaya, for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, not bad debut, must be said. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get to do this again. So.
Yes.
Thank you as well, too, for watching from wherever. Enjoy the rest of the day. I am Taya Salam.
I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Have a fantastic weekend.